With the same test bench, would you be able to use it as a different types of galvos like fiber, CO2, diode?
No. That's an optics problem. So all of the glass between the emitter and the substrate has to get swapped out for every wavelength, which is horrible. And that includes the beam combiner, if you're using one. That includes the galvo scan mirrors. If you have a beam expander, and many do, that would need to be replaced. And then any lens, any focusing lens or F theta lens that you were using would have to be replaced. So the entire front half of the system is wavelength dependent.
We're live.
You're live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Laser Everything. This is the Laser Source podcast, everyone's number one favorite laser engraving podcast, brought to you by Burger King. It's like that. It's not brought to you by Burger King. It's brought to you by Johnson's Plastics Plus. We should do an unboxing today.
You could do an unbagging right now.
I know. Yeah, I'm ready.
We should do an unboxing. You got like a whole box of cool stuff that like just sitting
here.
Now.
Let's go ahead and dive into some of the views here. We got our unboxing view.
Yeah, welcome.
It's perfect for unboxings, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Indeed.
What did Johnson Plastics Plus send you from the Burger King bag?
Wow, look at those. Those look delicious. And what else we got going on in here? Oh, double cheeseburger. That'll be really fun to open. This probably the most underrated laser accessory this year.
Get people zoomed in.
Got another bag here. I think that one's empty. Just get rid of that. And oh yes. If your business makes extra money this year, you've got a lot of extra profit, I highly recommend these right here.
Otis
and we'll talk more about these two in a few minutes. And I think that's it. Oh, we do have a couple more. We have a couple more of those.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Right. Did you know, fun fact, the bags, fries that collect at the bottom of the bag, they're called baglers.
I did not
That's
know
like
that.
the official name?
Yeah. That's what Burger King says.
I know there was an official name.
Yeah, Burger King calls those baglers.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
There's people who literally like took off early to make sure they got to watch this. They're just watching Alex. Anthony said, "This was unexpected."
Surprise!
Yeah. So if you just got here, Alex literally just unboxed his food for the first time from the new view from the overhead camera. What some other views we got, Kyle?
Well, we can go back to the main front-on view here.
Hello.
Hello there. We also have this view.
You guys will notice there are no tripods, no wires.
Well, there's one tripod.
That one doesn't count. That has a camera on it. That needs a tripod. There's no overhead rig. The overhead rig is gone.
Miranda also said there's no food for your wife. Oof.
So this is the XF605 by Canon. Great camera.
And now we have our other side view.
There's the XA75. That's a decent camera. The cool thing about both of these is that both of these camera systems are completely wireless. So we can go
do it while he's
anywhere
moving. Do it.
We want in the shop with these.
I'm not going to switch cameras while you're walking around because
which is pretty cool.
We're not a fan of motion sickness around here.
No. But they're both completely wireless, which is really
nice about that is we can like film right up on the laser right as things are working and moving and grooving.
Yeah, that was a really nice side effect from the investment we made in LBX is that we ended up with some nice wireless systems that'll make filming here really, really a lot easier.
Are there? I think there's a couple more, aren't there?
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the PTZs.
Here, we have one of the other PTZs, or one of the other cameras, which is a PTZ, I should say.
Yeah.
And we can move this around. So, like, over this way a little bit, we got the OMTech, and there's the Aeon, and here's the We Create and Alex's mysterious 3D printer that he hasn't talked about yet.
It's the Mingda.
And within the Aeon, you can see some rotary stuff and other miscellaneouses. Yep. And rotating along here, we got a Ranger and an Alex.
That's right. The only thing that isn't set up for all three of these CO2 lasers is exhaust. So they are all ready to run and record, which is something that hasn't been true in a long time. If you guys have been following the channel, we've really only had a couple Galvo lasers in here on and off. And all the CO2 lasers have just been in the warehouse collecting dust. They're all shut up, ready to go.
And the reason that it's set up this way is because the shop, the physical shop, is reopening soon. And then now, like, this is literally made for work. Like, this is really nice setup. So basically lots of open space. That's why everything had to get off the floors. So if you noticed when Kyle was just overhead, there's no wires anywhere in the walking space. Because anybody who knows has a shop, you can literally see there's like 4 or 5 feet between the two tables in the center and all that kind of stuff. Same thing, like right here where this chair is, it's just like a clear shot all the way down. Like you've got your work center in the middle, and then you've got like all your devices and stuff laid out. Or you have to have a mobile table, like Kyle's got the mobile rig.
We have another PTZ too.
We do.
Nope. Oh, let's go back to it. Let's see.
There you go.
Check that out.
Boom.
But here, we can zoom in on this. This is a good real-world example right here. This is the sonogram of Coraline from right before she was born.
There we
go. Look at that. So really nice view here.
So you can get a lot of overhead shots and all kinds of fun jazz.
All kinds of fun jazz over here. Yep.
Dude, that Blackwell fixture is just redonkulous. It's so
I know. I love it. I love it so much.
And we're back.
Surprise.
What's up? Yeah. How's chat?
Vogue.
We have a question.
Okay.
From Bill. He says, Kyle, do you happen to know where Alex picked up the scale that he used to find what the line width was?
Like the dot width? Like the...
Yeah, I think he's referring to the glass rulers that we were using.
That's Amazon for sure. I just saw those sitting around.
I'll see if
I thought they might have like a brand name on the case or something. I don't actually. It might be in my office.
Well, while he's looking for that, Vince had asked, and it's kind of been talked about already, but what are the black things on the wall and behind the OMTech and Mira? And those are sound dampening for the echo, as like Kyle said. So if you're somebody who's watching and didn't see that question, that's a good question to have. It's not just decoration, because it's like 1,200 square foot warehouse. Lots of echoes happen, and you can still kind of hear some. Yeah. And also across from Alex that you can't see behind where we actually the broadcasting station, there's like whole sheets that are like 4 foot by 2 foot, I think, and they're just like trying to.
They're actually moving blankets.
Oh yeah, also a really good way to dampen it too. So noise.
I don't remember the brand name. It was some no-name nonsense. It's not something you need to spend a lot of money on. I'm sure Kyle can find them on Amazon and throw a link in the description.
I'm working on it right now.
There you go.
So what's up, Alex? You've spent 2 days, just in case you guys don't know. He spent 2 straight days from like 8 a.m. I think I get in the out here to the shop at like 8, and you're already
2 straight work days, and then I was here all weekend prepping.
Oh, but that was cleaning out the other place like you did the live on. So yeah, so this is literally like 4 days worth of work trying to get this ready for you guys to be able to film, but also for work, right?
Yeah, we're gonna reopen the shop.
Are you gonna take the wireless around a little bit and show people the shop in case they missed it yesterday?
Yeah, as soon as I'm done with my fries. I'm okay with everything on this table being cold except for my fries. But yeah, we're gonna reopen the shop mostly because we just feel like the content hasn't been quite as exciting as it could be if we were doing real world work.
Yeah, the
So we're
variety.
gonna be able to have the opportunity for real people to bring in real jobs. We can work on them in a real workshop. The cameras are here. Everything's ready to go. We don't need to set up lights and cameras every time we want to shoot. Everything is available to us. Every machine we have. The only one you guys haven't seen is the SFX, by the way, which is hiding over there. But every machine we have is set up in this room right now, ready to mark. So no matter what the job requires, no matter what parameters we have to follow, we're ready to do the job and record doing the job to provide those as learning experiences. And I think that's going to be great.
Speaking of cool stuff to engrave, I have to take it off Evelyn's neck, but because she's wearing it. This is...
Yeah, you did a little learning.
Yes, there's people watching this. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi, Evie.
Hello.
Hello, Evelyn.
All right, take off out of here. So basically, I was just going to show off this. I was really excited. So talking about jobs that are coming in, a few things that are coming our way. You guys are going to see. We have the end of a lot of seasons coming up. So basically, I was actually just talking about showing people one thing I never could find a long time ago is how to make a plaque. Like, what pieces do you need? How do you make it? What's the best materials for it? So that's something I'm working on right now. So that's going to be coming to you. But also last Tuesday, I just got my order from Monarch Pines for the jewelry. And so I was going to show you guys the jewelry. Can you see? My lighting is terrible right now because I'm used to being out here at night. There you go. Does that look pretty good? Oh, there we go. That's pretty solid.
I think you're getting it good.
Yeah, so I was able to get a really nice black mark on this rose gold, but I was really surprised. I got a really great white mark on this, which really stands out. Long story short, that's something, if you haven't gone to Monarch Pines yet, check that out because Evelyn loves it. She saw it and was just like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
Do you have that photo from Discord?
Yeah, I can pull that up in just a
second.
second.
That would be a nice one to show.
Yeah, and so the reason I was bringing this one up, again, really nice lady, Katie Mullinax. I'm pretty sure it's Mullinax. I'm hoping that's how you say it. Sorry, Katie. She's really sweet, very helpful. I just ordered another order, really reasonably priced. It's something where if you're looking to round out, like I've never had jewelry in my shop, but I always have people who say, or if you just wanted to practice, by the way, for jewelry, these are great blanks. And they're also PVD coated. I learned something new. I'd never heard of PVD coating. Neither had Alex. Kyle, have you ever heard of it?
No.
So really neat. It's basically a coating. You can look it up too. I read about it last night to try to talk about it today, but it was just really neat. So basically particles of solid matter are like put onto this thing, and it's really, really shiny, really, really nice, and engraves pretty easily. So I used a Z-Mark Black in focus though, so not out of focus, and it kind of just burned right through the top layer. I hit it with a toothbrush and some WD-40. And then I actually did a steel white. So just straight up on the 110 lens, Z-Mark Black in focus and a steel white, and got the two that I showed you here. So for $3 and using presets from the library, I mean, what do you guys think you could sell a necklace like this for? Just a straight little bar necklace. I literally have no clue. I think $20 easy.
At least $25.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was gonna say 25 or 30.
And that's where if we can save you the time and you can, save a dime, hey, then why not? Take a look at that.
Cuban says, struggling to figure some things out to engrave with my CO2 that I could bring to craft shows this summer. I honestly haven't used my CO2 other than tumblers since I bought it. You could do cork coasters. You could do wood coasters. You can do cutting boards. You could do, what are those like 3D puzzle things that kids put together? Like the T-Rexes and stuff?
Oh, yeah. So like
that kind of stuff is super popular. Yep.
Yeah.
One of our most viewed videos of all time, if not our most viewed video of all time, is 25 high profit items to stock in your laser shop. It's loaded with unconventional ideas, not the normal nonsense that you hear about when you ask for that kind of list. I really recommend it. So if somehow you haven't seen that, Bronson, I would recommend going and watching that.
I have a couple of easy ones too. For me, I would say since Father's Day is coming up and it's in the summertime, think about what's happening in the summer, right? June, July, August. Those are the 3 months that you're usually going to get hit with. So Father's Day would be super easy. Anything that's made of like bamboo or wood for like grills or bottle openers, those are super easy and cheap. You can get those off Temu or Amazon or anywhere pretty cheap. And then you can just engrave the handles of those really easy with the CO2. And the nice thing is, again, they're pretty much all year-round gifts because it's for dad. So you can do that, or for a guy. Leather hat patches, or patches where you put the adhesive on the back and they basically can put them on a book bag, especially if you're at college. So look at some cool stuff. You can come up with some neat things for hat patches or leather patches. The leatherette also. And so especially the iron-on ones. So literally you cut them and engrave them and they can iron them on whatever they want to put them on. So I know in college I had a backpack that had like 5 or 6 buttons and pins and, just like the cool, I'm an indie guy backpack, because, you're raging against the machine in college. And then, koozies in the summertime. We can't say koozies, sorry. Leatherette beverage holders. So Johnson Plastics Plus, JDS, a couple of other people make really nice leatherette ones where they literally are different colors, and they got like 13 different colors. And they're really nice, actually. They're like double insulated with the material, and literally they're great. I think they cost like $1.50 a piece to $2 a piece, depending what colors and how many you get. If you used the JP Plus code, it's in our link. If you use that, you get 15% off. So there you go. That might be a great thing. So just anything summer related, anything barbecue related, 4th of July, that kind of stuff. Really good for summer. At least that's what sold for me.
Theoretical Dynamics got back to us. His red marker is not working on his laser. They're saying I need a new red marker. I know nothing about this. Kind of frustrating not being able to see your image on your substrate.
Oh, yeah.
And you know where to get the marker from locally in the US? I'm being told I have to pay 90 USD. Ouch. 90 is really steep if it's just the red dot, because all it is a red pointer. If you were adding like a beam combiner and a red dot, 90 would be a little more understandable. But if you already have a beam combiner, you shouldn't need to spend that much. If it's a fiber, if it's a UV, if it's a CO2 galvo, whatever, if you have a red dot, there's one of 2 ways you get a red dot to outline your stuff. Either it's combined in the source, in which case, for example, a JPT fiber source, many of them have an integrated red dot that can be turned on, and that comes from within the source path. So before it even follows up the fiber optic, it's in the box, like separated from your laser head. Sometimes those fail, or sometimes they're just turned off. And if they're turned off, or if they fail, or if you're any other brand that doesn't include them in your source, then your option is a beam combiner, which is fundamentally the same concept that you would do to get a red dot on your CO2 gantry, or one of them, where you basically integrate a mirror that reflects the red dot, but allows the CO2 beam to pass through it. It only reflects the red dot. So what you can do is open up your laser path. This little shield up on the top behind your laser head comes off. It can usually be popped off with a couple of screws. And what you're looking for is a little block with a red light pointer sticking out of it. And if you see one of those, you can measure the diameter of it, and you know what diameter red dot you need. I'll drop a link. I'll find it for you where you can get them pretty cheap.
He was saying the dot works great is what he had mentioned while you were talking. So I just want to make sure you saw that. So I guess it's the dot, like when you turn it on, like there's the dot that, like, actually.
Is it the dot coming out of the lens, or is it the focus dot coming off of the edge of the head? Because those are 2 different things.
The one for the Z height.
Yeah, those are different. I mean, fundamentally, they use the same technology to generate a red light.
Pieces.
Yeah. So the one you use for your Z height is usually on like a little articulating, for lack of a better term, nipple that can move around and swivel. So if you ever change your lens and you want to use that to get your focal height, you can adjust it so that it's proper for the lens that you put in if you want it to work for that. But ultimately, the one that you use for red outlining the shape that you're engraving for alignments, that is physically bounced into the path of the beam using what's called a beam combiner typically. Or in the case of some JPT sources, they may have them integrated. But if that's not working, or if it's turned off, then you need a beam combiner, or if you have another brand that doesn't use it. I hope that helps.
Yeah, he said, that's what I need.
That's what you need. So I have a source for red lights that you can get stateside typically, as long as they have them in stock. If not, they'll just be shipped from China, and they're usually air freight, and they're quick. I don't know. I think they're like $10, maybe cheaper, maybe $10 including shipping. I don't know, but I'll grab you a link. I'll drop it in the description for you. Give me like 2 minutes.
While he's looking for that, Jack in the shop, who is one of our moderators, literally says he basically, if you're in the Discord, he can show you pics because he took his out. So there you go. It's pretty helpful. Thank you, sir. Another thing, Cubing had asked, I was wondering if you guys have a calendar that you use to help schedule out times when you should start thinking about major holidays or even smaller ones and what you should prepare. I have one. It's not like an official one, but my rule of thumb is if you're not thinking about 2 months ahead, you're kind of behind already. My thought is usually if you're not 2 months ahead, you're kind of already out of luck. Like Alex and I were literally just talking about Easter stuff and how, like, if you're trying to think about Easter now, Easter's in 2 weeks. Like, you're already done, right? So you should already be thinking about Mother's Day at this point, which is in May.
One of the really good early episodes of the Laser Source podcast is called Tent Poles.
Oh yeah,
I talk a lot about
just
this.
watched that the other day.
Yeah,
that was with
I'd recommend that.
Tacky and Tony, I think.
Yeah,
yeah,
long time ago, but a really good episode.
Yeah, depending on when the markets you're going to are, I mean, you'll want them to be a little bit ahead so you can offload any extras you make. But so, like, for example, 4th of July, if your market that you're going to is the last week of June, and that's the only one you're going to, you better hope you sell literally everything, right? So, especially if you're not creating stuff on the fly there and you're specifically making it for that event, then you need stuff to sell that's already done, right? So that's kind of the drawback. You want to try and sell stuff at least a month or two ahead. That way, if you have extras, you have the ability to try and sell them locally.
Yeah. The other thing
ways to get them out of your inventory before that particular event passes you by.
And to add to what Kyle's saying too, what I've done is pre-sales. Like, I literally say, hey, like, for example, let's just say this necklace. Let's say we're back in February or Mother's Day is coming up, right? This might be the perfect item for Mother's Day. For $25, you literally put a kid's name on each side. Let me show you this. So this was what I did. So this is what it looks like when I engraved it. And I used Z-Mark Black. So if you look, this is the Z-Mark Black, and it came out nice and clean. This is after I hit it with a toothbrush with a little bit of WD-40 on it. Alex was telling me to use a rag, but I didn't have the rag that I needed to clean because I've never done jewelry before. This, even though it's a Z-Mark, because it's Z-Mark Black in focus, still had some texture to it and a little grit. What's really nice is Katie sends a little, jewelry cleaning rag. Which, by the way, I highly suggest wearing gloves when you do this because, oh my God, your oils are all over this shiny surface and it's such a pain to get off. But anyways, I use this to try to clean it, and I just needed to get all the stuff out of it because it did have texture to it because, again, it's a Z-Mark in focus. The Z-Mark is usually done 1 to 3 or 3 to 5 millimeters out of focus, depending on the lens you're using and all that. The other thing is this was the steel white. So I just went into our library and typed steel white. And basically what you end up seeing is it looks really white, but that's actually the stainless steel bar underneath. I'm pretty sure. Like, I want to look at it under a microscope. I got to find where I put it because I cleaned up and can't find it. But all of this to go back to the questions on the screen, because Mother's Day is coming up, I can get orders. So if you don't want to have extras, like Kyle said, I could say, hey, I'm going to be pre-selling these until May 1st, right? And that gives you 3 weeks worth of time to get everything ordered. You buy a few extra just in case you got the stragglers. And then what's nice is when you go to the market, you might have kept a few extra, like maybe 10 extra, but that's $30 in overhead, which is basically one sold necklace. So if I sell one of those at the market, then I've capped my overhead and I've actually made money, if that makes sense, plus all the pre-sales. And these are also just nice to have anytime. I don't know if you guys have ever had like a, oh God, I forgot something gift, but these are really great, like, oh crap. But what I would do, Bronson, I would literally take this and I would put like my daughter's name on one side, my son's name on the other, my other son's name here. And on the other side, I would put like a heart with always, like love always. And I'd put them on this side of the chain. Done. $30, right? So if I did something with that many names, $30. and I paid $3 for it. So, and that's the kind of thing, really easy. You always use the same font. Maybe you offer 2 or 3 fonts. Done.
I did open the laser path on the 30 watt, if you wanted to show that.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I got a couple different angles of it.
So, Alex, can you point to that combiner block? That's the guy.
We have the 605. Let's use it. The 605 has a really nice shot on it right now.
There you go. So that's a really good shot of the beam combiner. Sometimes they can also be integrated into the neck between the laser path, which is this big enclosure, and the head. There will sometimes be something bolted in between with the neck. It just depends on the kit that you get and where it might be integrated. But essentially what you're looking for is that red dot module sticking out. You'll know it when you see it, kind of thing. And that's what you'll need to swap out.
Boyce just came into chat. Hey, Boyce.
Boyce!
Amasiko Custom Designs, his channel that he started for his company. He's on his way home from work, catching the live stream. What's up, buddy? Go give him a follow if you can. Give him some likes and some thumbs up. He's actually just did you guys know he was working on the sign parties. So he actually was just doing some sign party stuff and having some pretty good success. Like when I saw the Facebook post, I think it was a Facebook post where he posted the video. It's pretty sweet. They had like 10 or 11 people in there. It's pretty nice. So making that money, boy.
Theoretical Dynamics said, I do not have that block. So that may be what they're trying to sell you, in which case $90 is probably about on point, unfortunately. Yeah.
Was that with shipping or that's just what it cost?
I hope that's with shipping, but
right?
I don't know. Yeah, ultimately, if you don't have that, so if you have a JPT source and your red light was working before, that could just be that either it died on the source or it didn't have it or it's turned off.
I missed the last couple minutes. What did we cover?
We talked about red dots, beam combining blocks, and Theoretical Dynamics not having that block and probably needing one.
Oh.
And he just said, also wanted to working before, I don't know where it would be located. So
okay, so if you don't have one of those beam combiner blocks in any of the locations that we said, that means you were relying on the one in the source, and the source probably died. Not the source died. The red dot within the source died, probably. And unfortunately, it is a consumable. They don't last forever. That's why they're so cheap. They cost like $6 to replace. You can get a 3 or even a 10 pack and drop the price down to like $2 a piece. And a lot of people who run a lot of galvos or even get gantries, because they're the same one in gantries, they do go out when you use them all the time. And you just undo the grub screw, pop a new one in, plug in the little connector or wire it in, depending on how it's wired in, and swap it. So the red dot is super cheap to replace. The beam combining block, if you don't have it, that's the costly add-on. And it depends on if you have one bolted in place like Alex's, where it's in the path of the laser, or if it's an add-on block on like the neck. Because there are 2 or 3 different styles of them that are specific to galvo lasers, that also the lens for them is specific. So for example, the lens in this one will allow the 1064 to pass through it, but block the I think it's 650 nanometer red dot. There's a CO2 one that allows CO2 galvo beam to pass through into the head and not burn up that lens. And there's another one for UV, which is still relatively new on the market, but they are working their way into machines now more commonly. I still have to install mine. But
Theoretical said his setup is fully enclosed.
Well, you'll see behind Alex's block, there's I think it's called the fiber emitter. It's the end of where the fiber cable runs into. It's that big black piece. And Alex is holding up a loose one now from the GZ Tech. But it will be in front of this somewhere. So if you find this in your machine, it's got to be in front of it. It's not going to be behind it if you have a block. So somewhere further in the path in front of that.
One other thing I wanted to mention, if you do find the red dot, this component right here, all this is usually is a low voltage line that connects to a tiny little switching power supply, just like this one. And these can die a lot as well. So there might not even be anything wrong with your red dot. It could just be the power supply.
Like a loose wire.
What?
So it could even just be like a loose wire, something jostled, something came undone. That's happened.
Yeah, you check these little spade connectors. and such, and a tiny little, very inexpensive power supply like this could be to blame, and simply swapping that out could be the case. There's definitely some diagnosing to do. You can tell if you have an integrated red dot by the model number of your source. If you don't know what that is, that's the thing that makes the laser beam. It looks like this. So that's your laser source. This is what actually generates the marking laser.
That's a little 30 watt JPTLP source.
Yeah, and usually they have a sticker on them that tells you the model number, and you can tell from the model number whether or not you have an integrated red dot, which could save you from going on a wild goose chase.
Yep.
So it's going to take some diagnosis, long story short. But
by the way, this is one of the angles. This is why I was kind of excited, because Alex was telling me today some thoughts he was having is where we talk about this stuff, but to be able to like literally just show it to you so quickly and easily is pretty sweet. I'm excited for the new camera setups for the shop, dude. It's pretty dope.
Me too, man. Me too, man. One of the reasons I took this out and brought it up to the table here is because one of the first things we're going to do with this new setup and all these new capabilities is we're going to strip this laser down. This is the laser I started my business with well before the YouTube channel. This is my very first Galvo laser, and we're going to gut it, and we're going to rebuild it on a bench just like this one, open face, if you will, exploded
view, like Iron Man.
Yeah, so it'll be like an exploded view of the laser. And the reason we're doing that is because we have components to test. GZ Tech, a long time ago, well over a year now, I think, very generously sent us this GM 80 watt fiber laser source over here. It's a MOPA source. And
Miranda said she served us well.
Yeah, it did. It did serve us well. It's still going to serve us well, just as science fodder. There's no good way to test a source. I can't review this source on its own. We need to do something with it. And so having a test bench of sorts where I can just remove the 30 watt LP source and hook this one up will be ideal for examining individual components, which I'm really, really excited about. So this whole thing, everything in this stamped steel chassis will be like just exploded out all over this table, mounted to the wood top. And when we want to replace individual parts to test things, whether it's a scan head or a beam combiner or a power supply or a laser source, we can just pop that part out, slap a new one in, and we can give it a test run. And I think that's going to be really, really cool. Not just for learning how these work in general, but being able to test those individual components. I think it's just going to be a massive, having a test bench is going to be a massive educational resource. And what I'm excited about
is it's basically like step by step. So like if we wanted to put in a new beam combiner, we could literally do a video for that in like half an hour. Like show
and instead of having to
replace it.
Instead of having to jam a camera inside of this case,
zoom in.
It will literally just be all out on the table. And we can show you where wires go, what needs to be cut, what needs to be replaced. Any kind of steps like that are going to be so much easier for you guys to visualize when we've got the components of the machine out on the tabletop. So that's the future of this machine right here. And we're going to start that soon. We're going to start by just gutting this. And we're going to come up with a plan for mounting it to one of these workbenches. I have another Work Pro. It's right over there, upside down on the floor at the moment. And we're going to build this laser as is on top of the workbench. So that'll be really cool too.
Yeah. And so the way it makes sense to me the best is it's going to be like a game of Operation where you can literally like see this thing and it'd be like, all right, go for the power supply. And you go like, bzz, ah.
Yeah.
So as dumb as it sounds, like, I don't know about you guys, but I've literally like had to fix my lawnmower and stuff so many times where I literally just YouTubed like how to fix this lawnmower and it just walks you through it. Like that'll be what we do. So I'm pretty excited about
fair
that.
Share of bzzz.
Yeah, Jack in the shop just said bzzz.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm done with that.
Theoretical said model number OV-SF-80.
So what that is the manufacturer model number for your combination of parts.
Mm-hmm.
What you would need is the source model number. So inside your enclosure, you're going to see the box like Alex pointed to earlier, that is the laser source. It's that gray box, or to the right of him, the red box. It's going to usually be a solid color like that, and it's going to have a sticker like Raycus, Max, GZ Tech, JPT, something like that.
IPG,
IPG, yeah, whatever.
So like this whole box and everything inside of it, Mactron labels as the MTF30, which doesn't really mean anything outside of Mactron's catalog. What we're concerned with is the component model number of the laser source. So what laser source did they put inside when they built this machine? Think of it like if you're building a PC, your PC might be a Dell, but the processor is an Intel, right? We need to know the processor's model number.
And I happen to have, I forgot I had this, a beam combiner for a Galvo on standby for my UV. So that's kind of what it looks like. In this little hole in here, let me see, stupid face. There we go.
Oh yeah, like
two little plastic pieces that hold in a lens, and that reflects the red dot back forward. Well, actually, it would be toward me in this case because of the angle, but backwards toward me to basically reflect the red dot into the path where the fiber or UV or CO2 Galvo beam is going into. And that allows it to essentially follow the path forward into the head, hit the same mirrors in the same place. And also, because this can move around, this is the reason why you have red dot offset when you're framing in Lightburn or EasyCap. Because if this is shifted just a little bit to the either side or up and down, where it isn't quite in perfect alignment with the other laser, when you're framing, you can offset it so that it is. That's the purpose of it.
By the way, check me out. If I don't look evil with the sunlight, like there's no way to win against this sunlight in Florida. Welcome to my laser lair.
I gotta say, today has been the first beautiful day in like 2 weeks. Oh, second beautiful day, but first actual beautiful day where we had sun all day. It was relatively warm too, which was awesome.
I was gonna say, for us, the rest of the week is gonna be in the 80s. It starts in the 50s and goes up to the 80s every day. And the pollen factor is like a 75 out of a 3. So, just saying.
It was 63 this afternoon here, and I was pretty happy.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, no wonder. Like I saw you wearing shorts earlier. I'm like, oh my god. Alex,
I'm wearing shorts.
Alex wearing his cargo pants over there.
63 shorts weather in the Northeast, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Edward said, where in Florida? I am in Plant City, Florida, which is just east of Tampa. I'm in between Tampa and Orlando, where all the alligators and strawberries are. Yeah.
What a combo.
Pretty much. Like, honestly, they're both delicious. So, whatever.
Alligator cheesesteak, man. It was good stuff.
I'm trying to think of what else we're going to be showing you guys. So, we're going to show you guys some color pretty soon. I actually just got an email that said I'm going to be getting some neon acrylics. So I'm pretty excited about that, but should be getting some neon acrylics.
Fancy colors.
Yeah, and like probably going to talk about making some quick keychains, like easy things, doing some Easter stuff with it. And then also Jackie was talking to me about, it's like an applique basically that you can put on. It's almost like cardstock, but with adhesive or something on it. And you just, I don't know, it should be pretty neat just to make some cool stuff out of color.
Yeah.
So should be pretty excited for that.
I would be remiss too, by the way, if I didn't give just a quick peek over here at
Easter
the electronics lab, which I'm really proud of. I know this doesn't interest everybody, but we have a lot of really cool tech over here. There's an oscilloscope. We've got a spectrum analyzer. We've got our coherent power meter. We've got multimeters, electronic loads, DC power supply, and of course our camera-enabled, 4K camera-enabled stereo microscope, which is really cool. I'm super excited to be able to show you guys what this thing can do. And the coolest thing about this is it outputs HDMI, so you can see it here on the monitor. And of course, that's not the best picture, but I can send this and relay it over to the Odyssey, which is broadcasting my camera feed right now. So I can literally just lay it over whatever it is you guys are looking at. So you can see exactly what I can see under the microscope, which is really
comments.
Cool.
Edward said, dude, really cool toys. And then Moya Sai said, Now all you need is a flux capacitor.
Yeah. I want to see if I can just to give you guys a scale. This is the minimum zoom. And I've showed this on the channel once or twice before, but
That's crazy.
yeah, I don't know how well you guys can see the monitor there, but
We can see.
those are the individual dots that make up the raster image that was engraved on that aluminum card. So it'll enable us to do far more in-depth explanations with good visuals that make sense.
You know what?
Yeah, we'll elab.
3DHP said all content is good content. And Miranda said except travel content, which I was going to ask about that. So you can see, I can't see out of my right eye now. The sun is literally eating me alive. So I'm disappearing into the, let me see if I can. Oh,
there you go.
God, yeah, I had to back way up. I have an opportunity to go to the signage convention over in Orlando. And I was going to see what you guys thought. Does anybody want to hear and see about the, I think it's the ASI. It's like the American Sign Expo, Sign Industry Expo. So if you're interested in that, mention it in chat so I know. Because I was going to take a camera over there and basically just walk around, interview some people. There's lots of different signage companies. And there's lasers, 3D printers, which I'm really excited to go learn about. There's UV printers. There's so many different things that are going to be there. Yeah, Vince is saying you can't put something over the window. I can't actually in my HOA. I'm not allowed to. So just saying, yay, HOA. So anyways, if you guys are interested in watching that, let me know. Or the other thing is Aeon is actually Aeon's warehouse is only like an hour and a half from me. So that's basically something I could go do too. So if you guys are interested in learning about Aeon's warehouse and their fibers, or if you're interested in me going to the signage thing, let people know so we can see if we want to cover it. 3DHP said, what are printers? Let's see, Edward, where in Orlando, the convention center? I will find out while we're looking, actually. So I know it's $25 to go, by the way. So it's really, if anybody's around there or can make it, it's a really, really cost-effective trip to take.
I've been really enjoying getting into 3D printers. Speaking of 3D printers.
Me too. That was a lie.
You're on the delayed path to 3D printing.
1 second. All right.
I just got a big beefy boy. I got a Core XY 350 millimeter cubed build space printer. Very happy with it.
The ISA Expo in Orlando, April 10th through the 12th.
We can include a link in the description.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's really, there's going to be a lot of people I know from all different kinds of channels and groups there. It's sponsored by a lot of great companies. I know Johnson Plastics Plus will be there. DPS, the people who basically are like 3D printing gurus, all kinds of stuff. International Sign Association is what it is. ISA Expo. If you're interested, go put a link in there. Put that in our chat.
Three-letter acronyms are scary sometimes.
I know. Like I typed in ASI, and I'm like, I don't know what this is.
I'm really excited about this project. I just like hanging out with it. I can't wait to get its guts out on the table. Did chat have any feelings about that?
I think they just said that sounds cool.
That's good.
Buzz, like there was a lot of buzz about it because we were talking about getting buzzed. 3HP talking about he made a 7-foot xenomorph alien. I feel like I watched that.
Dope.
Because he had to make it in like multiple pieces, I think, where he's like putting it together.
No, he printed it all at once, dude.
Yeah, all at once.
One of the things that I tried to do to reduce echo is switch to a lav. What do you guys think of the audio quality? Is it tolerable? Is it horrible? I'm interested in your feedback.
Good. Let's see, with the same test bench, would you be able to use it as a different types of galvos like fiber, CO2, diode?
No, that's an optics problem. So all of the glass between the emitter and the substrate has to get swapped out for every wavelength, which is horrible. And that includes the beam combiner, if you're using one. That includes the galvo scan mirrors. If you have a beam expander, and many do, that would need to be replaced. And then any lens, any focusing lens or F theta lens that you were using would have to be replaced. So the entire front half of the system is wavelength dependent. I guess technically this part could be reused depending again on the system. It's weird too because like the fiber laser is the only laser that has a source inside of the box. Both the CO2 galvo and the UV have their sources right up here in the path, right before the head.
Yeah.
Because both CO2 and UV wavelengths would destroy the fiber optic cable they were traveling through. So they're always mounted right up here, at which point there isn't much to explode. I mean, there's electronics, there's power supplies and stuff, but really you're just taking the beam and you're shooting it directly into the scan head to be projected.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, to understand too, like I thought, like, because when I first bought my fiber and I didn't know about CO2 Galvo being different, I literally thought that CO2 Galvo was just like a fiber where it's like if you mess up that fiber coming out the back, like, oh no. And
Yeah.
Alex was like, it's an extension cord. Did you not look inside this thing? And I was like, maybe not.
It's a couple of power wires, basically.
I ordered it knowing I needed it, but like I didn't know all the pieces and all that stuff too. So yeah, good information. Good question.
I was considering legitimately putting a female and male quick connect power adapter on mine so I could separately carry my source from my box. So I wasn't carrying a boat anchor attached to another boat anchor.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but the 60-watt Davi tube, Matt, how heavy is that bastard?
So the normal fiber that comes in its crate is 50 kilograms, which is 100 and some odd pounds, right? So 2.2 times 5 would be like 110, 108, something like that. And then the CO2 60 watt, that was 100 kilograms. So it was like 200 pounds, just 220 pounds.
3/4 of that is the source.
Yeah. And so you literally go to lift this guy up and put it up on the thing. And I had to have my wife like basically help me eyeball where to put it. And I just remember grunting and be like, ugh, and tossing it on. And then once I needed to square it up, once it was square, I haven't moved it. I'm never moving that thing again without somebody.
If I move the 30-watt LP out of the way, you can literally see the size difference.
And it's not the
With
towers. Not the
The
towers.
UV, it's not the towers, but this is the whole UV source right here. And then the fiber source you guys just saw, that big.
Let's go to the overhead.
Yeah, sure.
Ridiculous. It's literally like 3 times the size.
Yeah, UV fiber. And this is a big fiber. This is an 80-watt JPT source in this thing. And it's still considerably lighter than this 30-watt RF tube over here.
Yeah.
Which is just
And the
ridiculous.
60 watt is probably like 70% heavier than an additional 70% heavier than that.
And I just measured, we have the same size Galvo head, I think, on ours. And so I measured on my fiber, it's 3 3/4 of an inch wide. And on the CO2 Galvo, it's 5 1/2. So
yeah,
massive difference. Take a look at the fans that are on the 60 watt. When you, well, that yours is a 30 watt, right?
Mine's a 30-watt, dude.
Yeah, and his are downdraft.
So his 30 watts are probably still pretty noisy, but the ones that are on the 60, when you turn them on, it sounds like a Chinook is taking off. Yeah. And I'm not kidding you. Like the other day I made a video and I left them on specifically so people could hear them. It's like when you turn on a computer from the 1990s and literally you can feel the air moving across the floor underneath it, you know, like, oh my God, wild.
I did not have help setting mine up, and I really should have. My back bothered me for a couple days after that.
The only help I had was my wife goes right here. I was like, oh.
I haven't weightlifted in a long time, but like, you know how when you go to the gym for the first time and you lift weights and like you get like the skin tears almost?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had skin tears.
Do you know when you go to the gym?
I do know.
Fair. That's fair.
You know when you go backwards, forwards?
Yeah.
True Tech said, don't go to the gym, just buy more heavy machines. I agree.
It's not a bad way to work out.
Yeah. Well, your credit card's going to hate you. 3DHP asked Alex, what type of camera was that we just used that was zooming in above you? That's the PTZ, right?
Yeah, that's a 4K PTZ.
Can you target one with the other one?
We could follow Alex around the shop. I'll just
you can stalk me. I cleared my floor so well it sounds like a basketball court. There you go.
By the way, we had those at LBX, and it zoomed at least 200 feet across the walkway.
And that's me moving it.
Yep.
So
very handy.
Sweet, very heavy, and extremely picky. Like, don't drop it. Don't mess with it.
Extremely sensitive, yeah.
Yeah. Alexander said those camera angles are awesome. And 3DHP said, cool, thanks. So there you go.
There you go. I think that's about it, boys.
Yeah. What's funny is it's took 4 days worth of time to say 30 minutes worth of stuff. Like, here's 30 minutes worth of showing you stuff. But what you guys should have seen, hopefully, is like how awesome the videos are going to be. Like, to be able to zoom in and get things close up. Just the 3 angles that we had on that combiner was sick.
Yeah.
Edward Borman says the studio is the bomb.com.
Thanks. I worked really, really hard on it, and I didn't pay for it. The LMA paid for it. So if you aren't, please consider becoming a member over the LMA. It's masters.lasereverything.net. All of this is thanks to them, and we really appreciate it. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. I'm more than happy to put this kind of work in to give us a nice space to learn in. And I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful I get to stand around all this dope ass shit. So I got to say about that. Shout out to our sponsor, Johnson Plastics Plus, sponsoring the podcast now. You guys are amazing. You can save 15% off of the vast majority of the things on their online store with the code down in the description. Using our affiliate link helps support the channel. Mm-hmm. So thank you in advance for that. If you choose to do that.
If you're not a member of the community, there's links to the Facebook and Discord down there. They're free.
There it is.
And as Alex said, the LMA is there if you want to help us support our team and do what we do every day.
Help us help you, helping us.
While we're doing that, real quick, one more. True Tech, I just saw a question from him. What's the upper limit for the area of a cam within light burn? Has anyone tested it?
Depends on the camera and the angle and how far away you are with it. If you're using an autofocus, if you're using a manual focus one with a shallow angle, as in a narrow angle, you're going to be able to see effectively a smaller work area. If you go with a wider angle, you'll be able to see a bigger area given the same height away from the area that you're looking at, your engrave area. If you raise that height now, you can increase greatly the area that you can see. It really depends. What I would suggest, if you're looking to dive into doing Lightburn camera, they have a wizard. Camera selection help under the help dropdown in Lightburn. So essentially what you can do, they ask you machine size, and effectively that's your work area that you want to cover. So think of it that way. And you type in the area you want to see, and it gives you common selections for megapixel, camera angle, or lens angle rather, and aspect ratio and all that.
Et cetera.
And it tells you your minimum and your maximum mounting height and what'll actually work for you. It will automatically remove off the list what won't work for you if you can't fit that area at all.
He said, thank you very much. All right, the shop.
Okay. So this is the studio. You've seen it. Out that door is the old warehouse.
Old hat.
If we walk this way, this is the behind the scenes. This is the junk that still needs to get cleaned up. Okay, so this will be Laser Everything. This is the room where people will come in and order engraving. So we're going to put up like a whole showcase area. We're going to hang plaques and show off blanks and all kinds of stuff. We'll have like a nice cash register here. Got our drink fridge ready to go. That room is where
administration
kids will exist during the day. That's Miranda's office over there and mine. And yeah, there's just a bunch of Coke and Burger King, Pokemon cards, which have to be moved. And that's it. So, there's the hall. Here it is. Ooh, hallway. And you'll just come in and be like, oh, hello.
Actually, don't show that.
it looks pretty nice. There's going to be a door here, so they won't see the studio. And there will be a baby gate here and screaming children frothing at the mouth on the other side of it, so they won't be tempted to go in there.
That's who he's been feeding all the Coca-Cola to, just chugging them.
So we're gonna get shelves in here, guys. We're gonna be doing projects to put up as examples for the customers.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about like display cases and like how to display stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff people want to know about too, who are like Anthony, who just started a shop too, Yeah,
every part of putting this back together since the Monroe laser engraving days.
There it is.
We're going to cover, because why not? I have to do it either way. So we're gonna go through it together.
I think it's awesome. It'd be like
And,
all the
yeah.
growing pain points and stuff. So pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty cool. But that's about it, guys. I think we've taken more than enough of your time with this weird show. So if you realize, by the way, that my cadence has been weird today, I'm not having a stroke. I can hear every single thing I'm saying a half second after I say it in my ears because of the way we have the audio set up today. And I'll have it fixed before we do something else live in this setup. But it's been very distracting. It's been very distracting. It's just all night. So I'm okay. Don't call an ambulance.
50.
I just have been talking to myself all night. So I'm done listening to my voice. I'm sure you're done listening to my voice. Go check out the LMA, masters.lasereverything.net. Matt, Kyle, I love you guys. Thanks for the help.
Love you too, buddy.
And I think that's all we've got. So until next time, get marking. Go do something. Be productive. I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. See you in the next one.